What's going on? Happy Wednesday, happy Hum Day, happy Cinco de Mayo to all of you out here from High Net Academy. Today we're going to talk about wealth. This is Wealth Wednesday. As we mentioned before, each and every day, Monday to Friday, we're going to be given something new. Just going to wait for a few people to join and then I'm going to get right to it. The topic for Wealth Wednesday is the wisdom of wealth. I love this one. I'm going to wait a couple more seconds and then I'll get right into it. All right. So when we talk about wealth, a lot of you think about having a lot of fancy things, cars, the luxuries of life, everything that you can think about having and desiring, that's what we associate with wealth. But the thing where you need to know is that wealth is not the things, the substance, but it's actually the knowledge that you have in your head. And how you view and perceive things in this world will either lead you towards wealth or have wealth stay away from you. So one of the things I wanted to highlight today, and this is a little impromptu with this example because I was trading early in the market today and there's a community chat for the app that I use to trade where a gentleman mentioned that he made $40,000 from the Dogecoin. A lot of you don't know those are tokens that are around crypto. It's not really cryptocurrency, but it's what's called a non-fungible token or NFT, and they use that for any purpose. As a matter of fact, Dogecoin actually has no actual purpose. It's really built off of hype. Nonetheless, this gentleman was able to make $40,000. He said he was in prison. He bought early. When he came out, realized it was high, and he made $40,000. And what he said after that in his message that really struck me, he said, I'm going to pay off 1 year's worth of rent, and the rest I'm going to leave it here. And then there were others who were like, congratulations, good job. Some who said, I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to keep holding. And even one guy who said, you should hold till you get to 1 million. Now, a lot of you may think and may have your own opinions of how this works, but that right there is a perfect example of not having the wisdom of wealth embedded in this gentleman. I mean, he was already in a pretty bad situation, came out of it, had the opportunity to take this money and apply it to wealth building things, but his lack of knowledge and his lack of wisdom only allowed him to put that money back into something more speculative, as leaving it into that stock or that coin that's not really of any value, and also taking another portion of it to pay out a whole year's worth of rent. Now, where would wisdom and the wisdom of wealth apply in this scenario? Wisdom of wealth can apply in this scenario by one, investing in some real estate, probably something that has equity and builds value, purchasing a business such as an Amazon logistics partner business, which costs $10,000 to start, but you can also now have reoccurring revenue because now you're a part of a bigger organization where they do deliveries, and a slew of other things that we can mention. But for the sake of time, I just wanted to point out he actually took the money and gave it back to the succubus of life, basically things. A nice apartment, and then I'm going to put it back in this speculative stock that's not going to make me anything, or may not make me, more money. So what I wanted to point out about wealth, and the wisdom of wealth is that we should gather it as much as possible. We should be wise in our decisions. We should think about how is it that we need to think wealthy. There's a book that's called Think and Grow Rich. I suggest anybody to read that book. Great book that talks about, again, the wisdom of wealth and the knowledge of it and the understanding of that. But more importantly, through books, whether it be through mentorship or courses, such as the ones that we offer here at HighNet, I want to encourage you to get that knowledge, understand the theory of wealth, understanding the thinking of those who are wealthy. I once met a wealthy person who I spoke with, and they said, I don't work, I make money. And when I first heard it, it shocked me to hear that. But then when you think about it, they don't see it as working, right? They see it as I make money. They have means and the mechanisms to put that money to work where it works for them. So when I asked them what they did, they said, I don't work, I make money. And that was their honest, true answer, and they weren't trying to be funny about it. And if you're around enough people who are wealthy and have that kind of wealth, this is their mentality. So they have a lot because they understand something about this wealth and about money that we don't. So then you take the theory and the understanding and the knowledge and that wisdom that you will gain from those who can give that to you, and you put that into practice. If this gentleman had a little bit of that, he would have understood some things and applied that a little differently. So today I challenge you to gain the knowledge and the wisdom of wealth as much as possible before you learn how to trade a stock market or trade anything else. The trading, all that stuff is great knowledge, but it's more important to understand the mentality of wealth, because anyone can get money, but what do you do with it after you get it? That's what's going to really determine whether or not you have the substance to move forward and to have the longevity to continue to leave the legacies for yourself, your family, and whomever you may want to influence. So that's all we have for today. Thank you again, always, for joining. As again, increase in knowledge, increase your worth. That is our slogan. That is what we want to offer you, and we hope